So even though the banks, obviously, they want to make sure that all the conditions set out in the loan contract are satisfied. But then in a practical sense, whether they're going to review every single loan facility is another story, because again, that's cost and benefit. So they want to make sure things are going all right, but then they want to make sure they do it efficiently. So the idea is, normally from what we can see, banks don't really review every single loan facility that's in place on an annual basis. Typically, if a loan amount is less than, well, business loan amount is less than 1 mil, they wouldn't typically do it. So it is pretty much set and forget as long as you keep making the repayments. But that's not to say that they can't request you to supply certain information to make sure the conditions are still met. But then again, that's something that we need to consider. So if you are purchasing a relatively small size building or small complex, I mean, that's a really good sort of advantage, because you don't really have to sort of consider that day in, day out, because as long as you meet your tax requirements, make the repayments, generally they wouldn't come and bother you for the review conditions, unless obviously they suspect the value has dropped significantly. And then with the banks or the facilities that they do require the reviews, generally they have like different types of reviews, or different levels of reviews. One is called behavioral review. So for that, it's essentially just to make sure that you are on the right track. So for example, you still have your letting agent's license. You didn't get. You can still renew that. That's still valid. And then the letting pool hasn't dropped by a significant amount. Because if it has dropped significantly, obviously that'll trigger further investigation. So that's purely like behavioral, just to make sure you are on the right track and you are doing the right thing. And then obviously with a full review, generally if the loan amount is over 1 mil, they tend to do that. So in addition to whatever documents they require with the behavioral review, they will generally ask for the financials and tax returns as well for the whole group, just to make sure that the numbers reflect the conditions, the loan conditions. And then lastly, with the facility renew. So with certain lenders, instead of giving you like a 15-year term loan facility, they probably work the numbers out based on the 15-year loan, but the loan facility is only for 3 years. So when it comes to the end of the third year, they will do a renew. So renew is sort of like a mini application, so they will collect most of the information there. They probably wouldn't really ask for the whole valuation, depending on the lenders they might do. But generally, you provide a bit more information for the facility renew. So depending on the bank, but all of that will be outlined on your loan contract.